Like here, let me give you an example. You've probably seen a lot more men be upright confrontational with other men than you have women. I mean, overwhelmingly. And that requires some kind of truth statement, right? In order to initiate confrontation, there's going to have to be some truth there. I'm mad because X thing. Well, I'm mad because of other X thing. So I don't see women doing that very often. So just pointing that out.
I do want to go back to the bow thing really quick. There's bow version 2.0. I want to change the question a little bit. Would you bow for the perfect man?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Yes.
Lucas donated $200.
Yeah, thank you, Lucas.
Share
Appreciate
one.
it. Thank
Time
you.
machine. Are you capable of abstract thinking? Point was that successful men age exist, have expectations similar to mine, but avoid you like the plague BC of their insufferable behavior / ethos.
If you,
Thank you,
first
Lucas.
of all,
I
was married. I left my marriage. There's no lack of a lineup begging for the opportunity. So I don't know where you get the idea that people like avoid me like the plague.
Stop the cap.
Wait, there's a what?
Check my DMs on Insta. Like,
Wait, there's
I don't
a
get
what?
Fucking free second without.
Wait,
being
hold
blown
on.
up.
There's a what?
a whole lineup
Erroneous. Erroneous.
Of men who want what?
that literally try to get me to date them. That's not. There's no lacking. I don't even think I'm special. I think like most women probably.
You
have
don't
at
get.
least a
Look,
handful.
as a woman, you don't get the W until you have the ring.
I had it.
Yeah, but you
And I
don't have it
left.
now.
Yeah, I haven't even
So you're-
been in the
but
dating
you're
for
like-
long.
you're
That's
like
the L.
leaving.
That's the L.
Yeah, but you don't have like the ring just because men want to fuck you. That's not the
No,
W.
I don't think that they want to just fuck me, but I think, well, I know that plenty of men want to date me. I just left a scenario with someone who literally was asking my ring size already, and I just didn't want to be with him.
But you're like, oh, all these dudes in my DMs.
I'm not saying every
That's
single
not
one of them want to, but
a
many
W.
of them have made it very clear that they want to be with me.
That's just
And
the
I
life
don't
of
date
a
around.
woman.
Okay, exactly.
This girl next to you
So-
says it's easy mode for dating.
I literally
for
just
women.
said I don't think it's just me. I think it's probably all of us have at least a handful. But what he's
Yeah,
saying,
that's your default.
but what
that's
he
like
is
me
saying is
saying
that
it's a W. Oh
that
my-
men think. I'm talking about his comment. Can you stay focused? He's saying that they avoid us like the plague. That's such bullshit. Who the fuck are you being avoided? You might be because you're married. Do men avoid you like the plague? You? No? Okay.
What are you talking about?
His comment.
So I think
Literally what we responded
I
to.
think to be charitable to the comment, I guess you can be literal with it. That's fine, but I'd be charitable to it. I think he's talking about long-term committed relationships, and the reason I would say that is because he keeps on contrasting it with his.
Right. But I'm saying like there's like two very recent options for literal, like two people literally trying to move me in and my kids. I go slow.
Yeah, but you don't like them, so
I
it
like
doesn't
one of
matter.
them. But yeah,
Not enough to move in with them,
it's just early,
right?
but I would do it with this one person though.
Wait, you're fucking two dudes?
No. I got rid of one.
Johnny Spiral donated $69.69. Daddy likes it when Kitty says meow. Here's a little catnip kitty. Now roll in it. Give it a little kiss. It's tasty, isn't? Good kitty. Such a good little kitty. Sincerely, Johnny Spiral.
What the fuck?
All right, Johnny. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Yo,
Devon
Devon.
Yakon donated $69.
Yakon?
The men you want to
Jack
avoid you
on?
like the plague.
You fucked your
Bragging
name up,
about
bro.
men you don't want is a much bigger L than you think it is.
But like I literally have one that I want.
That's
like,
like, if a
currently.
guy was like, yo, I approached 10 girls and they all rejected me. Like, that's not a W.
I'm not rejecting one though.
That's,
I've literally not been divorced.
Davon Jack
More
on.
than
That's
a
your
year.
new
Tutor
name, by the
MZ
way.
donated $69.
It's your new name, Davon.
Men will say anything to women to get in their pants.
Will they buy
Snap
your
out of it and get with reality.
Will
the
they-
right man will tell you the truth.
Will they what?
Will they like buy your new divorce lawyer and then fly out to California with you? And
A guy did that?
yeah, that's the ex that I got my gun from.
An old ex.
Yeah.
He paid for
And
The divorce,
did you guys,
the retrial lawyer.
and did you guys hook up?
Yeah.
Yeah, well then, yeah, of course.
Where's
But,
he?
like,
Where's he now?
That's what you call. That's
At
what
the,
you call
at the Airbnb.
flown out. But yeah,
Wait.
never mind.
No.
Oh, so you came with here?
Well, yeah, I
You
invited
came
him.
with him here.
Yeah. I was like, yo, come with
You
me.
said you're
He's like,
single.
okay. Well, I am single.
You're literally gonna go fuck a guy tonight.
But
What?
there's like, hold on. We're talking again and trying to get to know each other again. It's been like 5 years. But yes,
How long-
I would literally marry him tomorrow.
Wait, so when did you re-link?
When I had to get my gun and then we saw each other and it was like, poof, over with.
When was that?
A few weeks ago.
Like 2 weeks ago.
How many times have you guys been hanging out?
So I saw him that day. And then,
You guys live in the same city?
no.
Okay. Go ahead. Continue.
Then after that, it was like, I don't know, he came to visit for this trip so he came Friday. And then we've just been around each other since then, just to see if it can work again, to like, because it's been a long time. Like, are we the same people? Do we want the same things? And
This is why I don't believe when women say they're single, like they're fucking at least one dude, bro. It's crazy. You said you were single. Didn't I ask if there's a guy in the picture? I don't know if you said
no. You didn't ask if there's a guy in the picture. You just asked if our relationship status. I don't want to say I'm in a relationship.
I'm single, but I've been fucking a guy for a month, and we took a trip together.
And
Were
he
you from
paid for
Texas?
my divorce lawyer. By the way, I would marry him tomorrow.
I would, because we have like 2.5. We
I'm
were together
single.
2.5 years the first time.
I'm
single.
Well, we're figuring it out. Like, we might not end up together.
So okay,
But this is
how long you been in Santa Barbara?
Since yesterday.
Okay, so have you been apart at all? Like, did you go out to get like a bite to eat and he stayed at the hotel?
Yeah.
Yeah. So if a guy stepped to you and approached you and asked
I'm
for
not
your
interested
number,
in seeing anybody else.
so you're not single then?
Okay. Well, if that's the baseline, but it's hard to, like today's standards of what's dating is like viewed.
If
Like,
you
if you have a
reject a
label.
guy who you would otherwise be interested in, you're not single. I think.
But I also
just
kind of
think that's
have, and
actually
she taught me
genius. I just
this
made that
idea
up.
that like you're single until you're married, and I think that's a good point.
What? You're single until you're married?
Yeah.
A lot of women feel that way.
Stop. She belongs to the streets.
Yo, back to the streets you
But
go.
no, I only sleep with one person at a time.
Imagine a girl
But
said
if-
that shit. You've been dating her for 3 years. You're gonna propose. Oh, I'm single.
I'm single.
Fuck
Well,
outta
no,
here.
like-
back to the streets. You
It's
go.
only been a few days, okay? So
It's been 3
But
weeks.
you just said until
no,
marriage
I didn't
single.
see him. Huh?
You just said until marriage single.
my God.
Yeah, I don't
Goodness.
think it'll be long. I think it's a real possibility, at least, that could be the result.
Was he dating you while you were a stripper?
Yes.
Hmm.
Yeah.
How much was your retrial
He's a provider
lawyer?
too. $5,000, but my stepmom put a little towards it. So it's a lot. I can't talk too much about the retrial stuff either.
And he paid for your flight and the trip out here?
He did not pay for my flight. He paid for his own.
Oh, okay. So he joined you on the trip.
Yes.
Okay. I mean, I suppose it's not as bad. You just reconnected and he's given you thousands of dollars?
Well, but we had a very special connection, and since then have not been able, like we both.
Special connection.
So he was like single 2 years after I broke up with him. And then I got married, and then he dated a girl for some years, and like we both realized like we were trying to.
Why did it end originally?
I wanted to move to Austin, and he was kind of anchored in the Dallas area. That's one reason. Also, I had a lot of growing to do. Like.
So you were a shithead.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I really was. It and we didn't but it wasn't.
Did he pay?
And at the time, did you have any children?
No.
And now you have 2 children?
Yes.
And he has 0?
He has 0.
Is he watching-
Is that hard for you to conceptualize, Andrew?
Is he
I'm going to
watching the
explain
show?
I'm going to
knows?
explain this
Probably.
phenomenon, right? Well, no, I mean, I wasn't the ex of my wife.
Five
Sorry,
minutes.
but
Okay, but you
anyway,
understand
so
taking
let me
on
explain.
stepkids.
Let me explain the phenomenon here. No, every single situation is different. I'm not beating up on somebody for being a stepfather, but this situation here is dated you, had no kids. Okay, you weren't good enough for me, gone. right? By your own admission, you weren't good enough. I'm gone. Then you end up with another guy, end up having his kids. Now suddenly guy number 2, who's the ex, is suddenly good enough for you. Just pointing this out, that this is a phenomenon which happens often.
It happens, but I'm telling you, it was always this guy for me. Like, it was not like, oh, I thought this guy would be better. It was, this isn't working. This guy's totally different. So maybe that's what I need, even though I'm crazy about you. This is just not good. Mm-hmm. And then I was like, just in all that time, we could not get each other off the other's mind, and it was very mutual.
Does the new guy have resources?
Yeah, he does.
Wait, sorry, could you repeat that? The entire time, even while you were married to your
I was always in love with him. But you can be in love with someone and not be healthy and not want to be with them.
Hold on. I'm sorry.
No, I don't think you can.
I think you can.
No, I really don't think you can. I think that anybody who would marry anybody who is in love with somebody else is.
Well, I don't think I necessarily always knew that I was still in love with him.
Wait, can we just not? Hold on. I'm sorry.
I'm good at turning things off.
I need you to repeat that because I don't want us to just glance over it because. One more time. So this guy who's your ex, who you're now, he paid thousands of dollars for your retrial lawyer, used to date him. While you were married to your husband, you were thinking of your ex.
Yeah, often.
During sex?
No. Jesus Christ, no.
You probably were. You just
no. I would tell you. I don't give a shit. No. Would I admit?
Just about how much you love this guy?
Wait, and did you
date? It took me a while to figure out. Like,
did you date other guys?
Were you talking to him while you were married?
Yes, but my husband knew, but it wasn't often. It was just like ever so often.
Bro.
Throughout the years, here and there.
Red pill, massive red pill. And have you dated besides your ex-husband? Had you dated other men?
Like in between.
So like you broke up with your ex. Were there other guys?
No.
So it was ex-husband back with the ex, who you loved the entire duration of your marriage with the guy.
Yeah, so sort of. After I left my husband, the ex had a girlfriend. So I did like go on a few dates with one other guy. But when I saw my ex, I had to go get my fucking gun or else we would not have ever probably seen each other again. But then, I was told the other guy, I was like, hey, I'm not with my ex or anything, but I'm just going to let you know, I can't be with you after seeing him or anybody for that matter. So I called that off, and now we're just like seeing if we're just romanticizing nostalgia or if it's like a genuine connection. But I think I would like talk, and I would say it to my friends. I'd be like, I feel like he's gonna text me soon, and we would. And he
it wasn't purposeful that you went to pick up this object that you needed. It was not purposeful to see him in any way.
Okay, I didn't know that he had the gun for a few years because at one point, and I can't talk about that because it's legal stuff. But anyway, he got the gun again at some point. And when I was with my ex-husband, I couldn't have a gun because my ex-husband was a felon, so it wasn't a concern that he had it. Yeah.
So you ditched this guy for a felon you had kids with?
Well, but he's not like he sold weed when he was 19. Oh, okay. It wasn't like
he was not like a violent criminal. Okay.
He was it wasn't like, and he had his shit together he was just, I can't say that either. But it's not what you're envisioning.
When you were saying your vows, you got married, right? Mm-hmm. Were you still in love with your ex-boyfriend?
I wasn't like thinking about him at that time.
You said you were.
Well, I probably was looking back. Like, you can reflect. Like, I don't know if you know what it's like to turn off feelings, but when that relationship didn't work, I just put it out of my head for a long time. Like a sociopath? It just took, you can bury things for a while, but eventually they come up, and that's essentially what happened. But it also came up, like, because my husband treated me awful. And I'm like, oh, God, I thought that was toxic.
Before or after the wedding?
After.
So he was treating you well before you got married?
Yeah.
Weren't you treating him awful by being in a relationship with him while you were still wanting to fuck and be with your ex?
Again, at that point, I wasn't actively thinking about my ex. Like, this is just something that kind of...
You admitted that while you were with him...
Right. This is post-marriage.
You weren't over your ex. Wait, so here's the timeline. So, because typically, the further you get away from a relationship, the less and less feelings you have, you get over it.
Typically.
So you're saying you break up with your guy and then no feelings. And
There was feelings for a little bit.
But so how did it go from, break up, feelings dwindling, and then feelings...
Devon Jackson donated
Whoa.
$69.
Thank
It's
you, man.
endless stream of fucking simps that create women like this. Get your shit together, fellas.
I think you're walking back these claims about your...
So I tried to invest in something new, and I did successfully put the ex out of my mind for a long time. As things got tumultuous between me and my husband, it became harder to, especially since my ex is also like reaching out at this time. So it's like reawakening things. So it just kind of like came, and then when I reflected, because I can turn things off, when I reflected, I realized like I built a whole life subconsciously to try to kind of get away from him.
This totally sounds like this guy's a plan B.
I swear to God, he was always. Anybody
okay,
who knows me knows.
Okay,
he's
goodbye.
Always been,
It's okay. I can leave you behind. You marry another guy, and then when nothing works out, this other dude, he's there. Right?
I would have never left if it didn't get so toxic at the end with him, and it also felt like I was like.
Well, I mean, but that just reaffirms that it was plan B, right?
I mean, but no. It was it's not like I'm just, I'm divorced now, so I'm gonna go, because there's tons of people that I could do that with. There's people with more money that I could do that with.
I don't know. Like, I'm not inside your mind. I'm not inside your heart.
But objectively, I get
it's
how
impossible for me to actually determine your intent. Do I have kind of my own thoughts on it? Of course, it sounds kind of silly to me. But the thing is like, it's also possible that you're totally telling the truth. I can't determine your intent. But I am going to make one prediction, right? 100% you're not getting married to this guy.
You don't think so?
Guarantee it.
Maybe not. I guess it'll be up to him. Because I'm letting him lead.
Yeah. Weeks.
You think?
Weeks.
Maybe you could be right.
So to the viewers, you got 2 massive red pills. 1, she said she was single. She's been having sex with her ex-boyfriend for 3 weeks.
2.
They've flown out together.
We didn't see each other for 1.
He's invested in her, paid for her lawyers, but she's single.
Only
The second
because-
red pill is that during the course of her marriage, she was fantasizing about her ex.
That part's fair.
That's red pill number 2.
That part is fair. But the first part is so bullshit, because I am single because we haven't agreed that, like, okay, we're going to for sure do this. We're just figuring it out.
Johnny Spiral donated $69.69. I love you, honey. And my ex. I let guys watch me take off my clothes while you're at work. I can't stop thinking about my ex. And his juicy red hot dog. Good little doggy. Sincerely, Johnny Spiral.
I haven't danced in like 10 years, y'all. I don't know.
Thank you, Johnny. Oh, there's a third
Yeah,
red
but
pill.
your ex was around during that, right?
Or like 8 years or something like that. Yeah.
Okay.
There does exist actually a third red pill that Andrew pointed out. And this is the fact that you dated him, the ex guy. You dated him. He sounded great, but you said there was a move that you wanted to make, and that you were being a shithead.
There were a lot of issues. Like
Mostly
because
with
of you.
Mostly me, yes.
Yeah,
like I did the
mostly with
bigger
you.
things,
Okay.
but
Yep.
So the bigger red pill here is that relationship ended. You now have 2 kids from another man, and you are now back with him now that
we don't know yet.
what Andrew said.
We don't know yet. He
Andrew
has
put
to,
it much more eloquently.
He has to see, like, we have to see if he can, if he's really willing to take on kids, and if we're still compatible, and if we even still know each other.
Wait.
that's not
that's red pill number 4.
Hang on, that's not the key. That's not the key. The key isn't what he's willing to do. The key was when you said, I would marry him tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay, so the key in here is like, just so you know, right, if that is the case, no, there's not going to be the marriage.
Why
There's
do you
not
say
going to be
that?
this. There's not going to be any of that.
Why do you say that?
Because you're a play toy. you screwed him over, and he's getting massive revenge, and he's he's literally having a ball doing it.
He left a relationship to get back with me that he had been in 3 years.
He doesn't give a fuck about no relation. Oh, now he left his relationship too? Boy, this is real. What?
Wait,
what? He left his relationship?
What? Wait, he was dating a chick?
Yeah, and so once I got divorced, it was like, so what? And then, but we saw each other in person, and it just was like day one, and so we both were like, we can't not do this,
dude.
You know?
Wait, so hold
so
on.
no, I'm not a play toy. I assure you.
Chat. Here's red pill number 4. You said when it came to your kids, I think you said something along the lines of, and you can just restate it if I get it wrong. You're still trying to figure out if he's like kind of ready to take on the father role.
Well, not right off the bat, but like anytime you date someone, when you have
can
kids,
you just restate what you said? Something about like
you have to see if like
sure
if he can handle, playing stepdad.
How many kids do you have? 2?
2.
And how old are they?
2 and 3.
Don't you think having that conversation would be appropriate?
We've had the conversation
before you fuck him again.
No, we've had the conversation for years. The reality
but
of
you have
years.
But hold on,
you were with your husband.
I tried to file for divorce, couldn't because I was pregnant. Then he got me pregnant again. We'll just say that.
Through no fault of your own.
Genuinely no. And anyway, so
okay.
So I was kind of like stuck, but my husband knew. I told him like, I don't want to be with you. The second that I can leave, I'm going to. I'm in love with him. So this is just what it is.
This is the wildest fucking story
I was never
not. Dude, this is the wildest shit I've heard in weeks.
I was never not honest about it, and so we would just text ever so often. And there's been times where he, like one time he drunk texted me, and he was like, "I've thought an unhealthy amount about raising your kids, and I don't know if I can have kids and all these things."
So I get that you guys have had conversations in the past when you guys were used to be dating, and you talked about what does the future hold? Are we going to have kids? You have kids now.
No. We've had these conversations since I had kids.
Sure, that's fine. But you have kids now. What conversation is there to be had? You have kids.
Right.
It's either get on board. Why would you date a guy who's not about the kids?
You can conceptually be okay with it, and I'm not letting everybody around my kids. So
that's
you can't
red
just
pill 4, by the way.
No, because you can't just let anybody around your kids. So anybody that you talk to might think they can do it, but if they don't have children, they don't know the reality of being around fucking toddlers all the time.
Sure.
It can be overwhelming. So that's what the trial is about. Like, you think you can handle this, can you? And also,
Andrew, you had something?
I just wanted to make sure that I reiterated this correctly. You can correct me if I am wrong.
Fucking Tourette's going right.
You have Tourette's now too?
Well, I've always had Tourette's, yes. I have motor No. I have persistent motor tic disorder. So just not vocal.
All right, gotcha. So
Chicks and MILF.
Anyway,
just kidding.
So we start with when you were doing stripping and OnlyFans, you meet this guy. You dated him, you loved him, you adored him, right? But you were a shithead. And so when he moved, you guys broke up, right? And this was mostly your fault.
That's a very short version.
Yeah, mostly your fault. Okay, so now you enter into your marriage. You get married to this guy. You think he's great at first. You marry. You're still secretly pining after your ex, though you have buried these feelings. And about the time that you get pregnant the first time, that's when you really decide, oh shit, I don't want to be married to this guy anymore. And that's when the feelings of the ex really begin to reawaken.
Well, that's when like all the abusive, crazy shit started to happen.
But that's when the feelings for the ex really started to unbury themselves.
Maybe after that, it kind of like unfolded very slowly.
Okay. And then it moves. Okay, got it. And then it moves now past this to you're divorced from the ex. You met back up with him because you wanted to go get your boom boom stick, and he happened to have it for whatever reason. And there was a little bit more going on than just the boom boom stick. There was 2 boom boom sticks over there. Apparently, you wanted. So you go over there, right? You get both of them.
Mandivour donated $69. This chick has officially made me want to shit in my hands.
So right. So
Okay,
then.
no.
Okay, no.
Hold on. I get divorced. I'm like, yo. And he's like, well, I have a girlfriend. And I'm like, okay, fine.
Wait.
then I
So
try
you
to-
hit him up because you wanted to be with him?
I mean, yeah. Like,
But he had a girlfriend?
No. He had like hit me up over the years saying like, oof. And I feel so bad talking about this because I'm sure.
Yeah, it's fucking
She might be
horrible.
watching this.
Like, wait, your ex-husband, you were having an emotional affair with him because you were in love with this other guy?
Well,
And he was
Yeah.
hitting you up and you were actually talking to him? And then we fast
Yeah, but my
forward to
husband
when you're
knew
divorced, you
because
hit
of my-
this other guy
so
up.
I
And
was
hang
still
on, I just want to make sure I got this right.
You don't
When you're
already.
divorced, you hit this other guy up and he's with a chick and he's been with her for 3 years and he left her for you?
so here's the thing. I was already like done with my husband. We were legally married. Like I couldn't leave is the issue.
Why couldn't you leave?
I don't have any family in the state. I had 2 back-to-back births and like definitely couldn't financially leave, couldn't afford a divorce attorney. He's also telling me if I left it was scary.
Okay.
Okay. So I was kind of just like stuck for a while and simultaneously he had been with the girl for a few years. It wasn't going anywhere. He wants a traditional woman, like someone to start a life with and have children, and she didn't want to do that. She wanted to do the boss babe. I'm getting my PhD. No, I'm not gonna. He bought a house and he gave her the opportunity to move in with him and live there. So like it wasn't that serious, but they kind of just had like totally independent lives after 3 years. But essentially what happened is we found the opposite of each other, thinking that would be better, and then it very mutually
Well, that sounds very romanticized and like
not saying it's
and
healthier.
it also sounds really like you're trying to fit the pieces together in order to form a narrative that you like, right?
Well, maybe, but I've talked to other people and dated other people, married other people, and I can at least speak for myself that's it's not comparable.
Okay.
So listen. So he had texted me actually a few times, and I'm like, you know, well, are we gonna fucking do it or not? Because I'm not gonna do this while you have a girlfriend. So like, you have to get rid of the girlfriend. So then he's like, I don't know. It was pretty toxic with us. Maybe not. So then I go through a whole grieving process.
So he was still with the girlfriend and you're the other woman?
No. We didn't do anything.
No. Wait. Back up. If you're telling him, if you want me, you have to ditch her, you're the other woman.
Okay, so yes, but nothing's happening at this
Yeah, I
point.
get it. You're not screwing him, but you're still the other woman.
Right. Okay, so sure. She was borrowing him for me, really. But yes, whatever. Anyway, I go through a whole grieving process. I'm like, fuck this. So by the time my house got broken into, I even brought a friend with me, had the friend knock on the door. I didn't want to see him. I didn't know how it was going to go, but I needed my fucking gun, because you apply for a gun mid-divorce in Texas. Apparently they're not going to approve it until after your court date, because they're like, you might go kill your ex-husband.
What do you mean apply for a gun in Texas? You don't have to apply for
You
guns?
have to do a background check and they can put holds on it. Yes.
Yeah, for 3 days.
Nope.
Yeah.
I did it, Andrew.
So you got denied?
No, I didn't get denied. They just never fucking did anything.
What are you talking about? They ran the... Okay, you went down, you filled out your 4473.
Yes, and the people at Cabela's told me if you have a pending court date, it can take over a month. So I'm like, okay. So then she loans me a gun, and when the person breaks in my house, I noticed the trigger's pulled all the way back, so I couldn't even do anything like if I wanted to. And she didn't know that, by the way. So I'm like, fuck. And then I was just like so like shaken by the whole experience. I'm like, I have to go get my gun. So I did, and I had my friend knock and everything. And then he looked out the door and was just like staring.
And then that was it.
That was it.
Yeah. Even though you had been texting him and everything else for years.
Like once every 6 months or something.
You got to keep those coals burning.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a wild
I know.
tale. I'm not going to lie. Wild tale. But okay. I mean, again, I don't know the intent, and I don't know all the details for the story, but I mean, it sounds fucking horrible, but I don't know all the details. So.
Wait, Alyssa, do you still do spicy content?
Yeah, do you?
I don't have OnlyFans anymore. I've done private Snap over the years, but not currently.
Oh, well.
Somebody, maybe they might not hear me, Andrew, but you still have an XXX Snapchat? Can you just say that in the mic, Andrew?
You have an XXX Snapchat?
It exists, but I don't log into it.
Oh.
And even like when I did private snap throughout the divorce proceedings, it was just like recycling old shit to kind of like I had to do something.
No.
Because I did apply for benefits and got denied somehow. I don't know how the fuck that happened. I even started a cleaning LLC to have something that I could take the kids to work with, and got my real estate license. But then all that shit happened with the real estate world, where it's like almost impossible to do real estate now. So, I mean, you know, my ex-husband was not helping with the kids, and I had to do something. So there was a time, even after becoming a Christian, yes, where I was doing like private snap out of necessity. Because I don't have like the family members that I can call and be like, yo.
It always out of necessity. It's like,
And
get a job doing telemarketing or some shit.
I tried. I can even prove it. I applied for so many work from home jobs and paid somebody to do my resume even. But the cleaning LLC is getting me by right now, so.
Cleaning houses?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
When you have kids to support, you got to humble yourself, you know?
I've supported kids for
It's honestly
for
kind of
many, many
therapeutic,
years.
though. Like, I don't dislike it.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I mean, I don't really know where to take that story because I think